Hey guys, I'm the Cyborg Sheep, and welcome to the Weekend Post. In this episode, we are going to be doing the last video of the LEGO system explained. In this last episode, we're going to be going over LEGO pneumatics. So let's get started. Alright, so here I have a selection of the basic elements that you'll get in the pneumatic system. So, what the pneumatic system is it's using compressed air to, well, power these cylinders, which they'll extend or retract when you supply them with air. Another way you can set them up is you can have a pump on this middle port and then have extend on one and retract on the other. And also you can attach them up to each other, and they'll regulate each other. So kind of when you pull this one will go up, and when you push this one will go down. But yeah, so now I'm going to show you examples of how you may use these. Alright, so here's for my first example. I've set up these pneumatic cylinders so that there's this pneumatic tube connected both to their bottom ports. And what this does is there's air inside of this one, and when I squeeze it, this one should extend. So as you can see, just kind of works like that. And then it works in the opposite direction as well. And once more. So what's happening is, connected to this shaft, there's kind of a disc at the end, which separates, which basically encloses either side. So when you put pneumatic air into here, it sucks it. So when you put pneumatic air into here, it's pushing out the separator on the end of the shaft, and therefore extending this stud or pig connector. So there you can see it also works with one that doesn't have here. Let me put the camera down. As you can see, if I pull this one, that one is going back in. But yeah, so that's pretty much the basics of it. And yeah, so let's move on to the next example. So for my next example, I have attached this tube on this one's bottom port and this one's top port. And what that does is it basically makes these two do the exact same thing. So instead of being in opposite states of each other, they'll be doing the same thing. So as you can see here, when I pull this one goes out too, and then it works vice versa as well. And yeah, so what's happening here is this one has they both have air in them, and they're basically just like trading, I believe, is how it works. Because there's air in here going through to this one. So when I have these pulled out, there is air in both of these, and so there's air in the bottom of this one, and air in this one as well. So like I'm thinking what happens is this one puts air into the top of this one, and therefore pushing down the thing, and then pulling this in, and then it works the same for the other side. I'm squeezing that one, and yeah, just kind of works. Alright, for my third example, I have this pneumatic cylinder hooked up to this valve, this pneumatic valve. This basically specifies which tube the air goes into. So if I turn this on, this is using the Mercedes-Benz RX. I didn't want to take the pump piece out of there. I think it's like right under there somewhere. And so what's happening is basically there's constantly air going in through this tube, and then this is basically there's probably a notch in like the other end of this lever, and so it'll say go around through here or go around through the gray tube. But so as you can see, I'll turn it on, and I have it flipped, so it's going like that. And this is what the crane arm uses. It uses the fact that a cylinder will extend or retract based on the position of a valve. So as you can see in here, I'm flipping this valve back and forth. And as you can see, this is extending and retracting. But yeah, so this is a pretty smart system. This is probably one of my more favorite systems. And yeah, so let's move on to the next example. Also, guys, it's important to note that these are the new pneumatic cylinders. Previously, they didn't have these or these. And then there's also this change with the port. Basically, what the change does is it makes it easier for you to fit the pneumatic tube onto here. So as you can see, here, the difference between the two is this one here has a sort of a notch in it, so that it's like it's kind of shorter at the end, whereas this one, it's just like there's no shorter at the end. It's just the same. So what difference that makes is this is much easier to put on to the this pneumatic cylinder than it is to put onto this T-piece here. I have a lot more difficulty getting these on. I'm still trying. Yeah, but so it's not as easy, so that change was good. Also, another change is this pneumatic tubing. It's a lot more flexible, so you can make more flexible pneumatic systems. And yeah, also so things that they've changed. Another thing that they've changed is the pneumatic valves. As you can see, mostly just the ports, nothing new elsewhere on here. And also they have the new pneumatic cylinders, which are longer, and they come in a large variant as well. And as you can see, the thickness difference. And yeah. Alright, so for my next example, I've set up this sort of pump system. What this does is, as you can see here, I have this 1 cup filled up with water, and then this other one with the black pneumatic tube in it empty. And what this does is, basically you can transfer water from 1 cup to another without, well, touching anything, or touching either glasses, or either of the glasses. So if I shut the camera down, so I have this port on the cylinder and the glass with water, and what happens is it kind of like sucks in water. So now this cylinder, cool enough, is filled with water. So, and then what you can do is you can flip it so that it's on the oh my gosh, it's dripping. Oops. Anyway, so if I flip it, then what you can do is you can, like, if I can squeeze it, this as you may have seen, there was water coming out of that, and so what it did was, there was water in this cylinder. I squeezed it, and then the water goes through the tube that it's connected to, and then through the black tube and out. So yeah, pretty cool system. So I'll show it to you once more. As you can see, sucks it up. And then spits it out. It's pretty cool. Yeah. And for my final example of what you may want to do is, well, so if you remember from one of the previous takes, there's something you can do with it called, that's valve control. Basically what that is the pneumatic cylinder will extend or retract based on the position of this valve. Also, just in case you're wondering, this PF switch, the power function switch, is not needed. It's just so that I can get accurate spacing for the axle on the motor. So what happens is, when this motor turns, it turns this axle, which turns this, which flips this lever, and then this will open or close. So as you can see, I'll put the camera down somewhere, like right there maybe. So actually, let's put you like right there. So as you can see, if I turn the compressor on, so the compressor is going, and when I press one of the brick buttons, I have this on motor control. That basically means that I can control the motor basically by pressing a button on the brick. This doesn't require a program. This is already on the brick. It's just one of the easy test functions, I guess you would call it. But so as you can see, I can flip it, and it opens and closes. And I have my brick box here because I have my box here, box of Lego because just to showcase the fact that this gripper, this is your basic configuration for a robot arm. And in fact, this is most likely what what a robot arm will do. The gripper will be a separate installation, other than the robot arm. So as you can see, I can flip it, and I can pick up and drop bricks. Oh, I didn't get any that time. As you can see there. And, yeah, pretty simple, but, I'll be using this fact a lot. You can use a, motor to, drive a switch back and forth, and, toggle the, pneumatic cylinder. But, yeah. So, next, I'm going to go over all of the things that are, all the pneumatic pieces that were officially released for the LEGO pneumatic system. So let's get on to that. Alright, so if you look here, we see a whole ton of pictures of all sorts of pneumatic pieces. I'm looking online because on Google because the LEGO website doesn't have the LEGO shop doesn't have a section that is dedicated to pneumatics. In fact, they don't they don't actually sell these at all. You can only buy them in sets. These are pretty rare pieces. Even these new ones will be even more rare because yeah, they're probably like the newest on the market right now. In terms of LEGO. But, also, I'll probably, something like this, I'll explain what this may be. What this is, I was planning to do this as one of my examples. What this is it's a pneumatic engine. So, if you know, like, what a gas engine is, it's basically that, except instead of using gas, it uses, the pneumatic cylinders with compressed air, and then I tried, but I don't have a compressor, and I just don't have enough pressure to make something like this work, or enough pneumatic cylinders for that matter. Yeah. So pieces that are in here. So. Like, for example, this one, this is a, manual pump. There's a spring on this, which, it's so you don't have to go, instead of, you just go press, and then you can let go, and then you can go press and let go, and it'll just spring back up when you press it down. So that's a little bit less annoying of a way to do it. Some people have even made their own pneumatic cylinders, I guess because they're lazy and they don't want to go and buy it, or well, they don't have enough money to go and buy one. So this is what the old pneumatic ports look like. They didn't have like if you look here, if this will focus, please. Dang, that's taking a while. Alright, but so the difference is, if you look here, these don't have the notch that the new cylinders do, so it was a bit easier to put it on. And yeah. So got this pneumatic T-piece. this blue piece right here, that's the old pneumatic pump. This white thing, that's an air tank. Basically, there's a port here and a port here. This is basically to allow for more pressure storage. This was a compressor that somebody made. As you can see, these are pneumatic pumps for automatic compressing. And basically what he's done is he's set it up like in a sort of radial engine mechanism, except it's not the cylinders powering it. They're actually being compressed by a motor, which will probably be on this axle, and we'll be rotating this around so that the thing can think. So here's one of the new pneumatic cylinders. As you can see, it's got the notches there for a thing. Here's another style of a compressor, using that sort of, this is actually using the sort of V mechanism, or V2 sort of engine mechanism. So there's this pneumatic connector, which basically allows you to connect. If you don't have the length on one, it will allow you to extend it to another wire or a pneumatic piece. So yeah, lots of pneumatic pieces. These I love pneumatics, I must say. Probably one of the cooler Lego systems. Yeah. Also, if you look here, these there was actually one stage before, or 2 stages before this most recent stage. These cylinders have they were probably like one of the first evolutions of pneumatic cylinders, because as you can see here, yeah, this was the second evolution of pneumatic cylinders. Well, actually, both these are the second evolution. There was a couple. I believe there was a pump, one of these, and one of if I can find it, yeah, one of these. Not disassembled, of course, but so as you can, and actually this is a good demonstration. As you can see here, there's this like sort of separator piece right there, and basically what that does is when there's air put into this one, it's pushing this up, and when it's put in on this one, it's pushing it out back. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Anyways, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap up the episode here. So glad that you dudes have come down to your one-stop shop for everything. You name it. Pneumatics. Compressing air. Oh man, that's not the easiest thing to do in the world. New and old. Anything, you name it, I'll do it. Obviously nothing stupid. And yeah, I'll see you dudes in the next episode.